Look around you. What do you see? You see your fellow audience, of course. Now, look at the people you don't know. What can you tell me about them? Probably not very much just by looking. However, 1 or 2 of them probably has Asperger's. The CDC says that at least 1 in 68 people have Asperger's, myself included. People with Asperger's, also known as Aspies, don't follow the norm of society. They are hypersensitive to sounds, tastes, textures, etc., have trouble picking up social cues, and participate in repetitive calming motions like tapping, flapping, or rocking, which is called stimming. Symptoms can be tolling on the sufferers, but awareness and acceptance is the key to helping these people live successful lives. School is tough enough for neurotypicals. It's a nightmare for Asperger's children. Dr. Cynthia Labrie-Norrell, a licensed educational psychologist, author of Quirky Yes, Hopeless No, says that Aspies think black and white, but nothing in life is ever that simple, especially friendships. Some people have deeper meanings behind friendships, sometimes not very good meanings. This naiveness for friendships can lead to bullying or teasing. The National Center Against Bullying, organization based in Australia, has surveyed 169 students between 5 and 17 years and identified 62% of Asperger's students reported bullying at least once a week, sometimes more often, compared to 27% among neurotypicals. The transition between middle and high school is also very difficult. According to the Asperger Autism Network, a nonprofit based in Massachusetts, and Dr. Norrell, as normal students move from childish interests to school dances or popular culture, Aspies cling to those interests of childhood, which causes an appearance of immaturity. This leads to more bullying. Aspies don't understand the emotions of normal students. Dr. Janet E. Grates of Oakland University mentions the lack of social congregation, which is the ability to get caught up in emotions, whether good or bad, of others. For example, a football game. They don't understand why people are so excited. It just goes over their heads. Aspies don't grasp this concept, which leaves them in the dark, socially speaking. In school and other places, social situations pop up constantly. As previously mentioned, symptoms include hypersensitivity to senses, inability to pick up social cues, and stimming. Dr. Norrell states that at least 70 to 85% of Aspies have sound sensitivities, and over 50% have either texture or smell or taste sensitivities. Overstimulus can lead to uncontrollable meltdowns. Personally, when things get too loud, I break down and get frustrated and just start crying because I can't handle it. And it happens in most inopportune places such as work or math class. For social cues, eye contact is a big thing. Dr. Claire Hughes Lynch's book, Children with High Functioning Autism, A Parent's Guide, in that she mentions that on top of the anxiety that conversations cause, Aspies can't look people in the eye. It gives them intense anxiety. And they can't pick up on social cues such as the person thinks that their conversation is boring or what have you. This leads to miscommunication between peers, teachers, and employers. Dr. Norrell says that Aspies tend to look at the mouth because that's where the words come from, but you miss social cues this way. Beyond eye contact, conversations in general are difficult. Aspies don't grasp the give and take of conversations. Their brains are wired for literal language, so sarcasm and other figurative language goes right over their heads. Listening to others in tone are also difficult. These can be taught, however, even if it means having to fake it. Self-regulation, or stimming, are repetitive movements that autistic people use to calm their anxiety when in a stressful situation. This can be anything from as simple as tapping your finger to flapping your arms depending on how bad it is. These individuals can learn socially acceptable ways to stim themselves, however. Like, I read one where they stick her hand in his pocket and he tapped on his leg. It's simple. Stopping the children from doing these repetitious movements is highly unadvised because they're anxious. They need to do something to get rid of the anxiety, and if they don't, it can cause breakdowns. Autism itself wasn't actually a thing until 1908 when it was used to describe schizophrenic patients. Asperger's wasn't described until 1944 by Hans Asperger, and it wasn't added to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders until recently as 1995. It was only 22 years ago. Ways you can help are presenting instructions visually rather than orally. Autism Initiative suggests, which is an organization based in the UK. They also suggest sticking to routine as much as possible, as change is very hard on Asperger's children. Everyone wants to be treated equally, and Aspies are no exception. Treating them like normal people is a key way to helping them cope with the world around them. Social situations can be an Asperger's person's kryptonite, but with the help of friends and family, they can help ease the anxiety that comes with human interaction. I hope this speech opened your eyes and hearts to people with Asperger's, and you can take this newfound compassion and make the world a more sympathetic place for those on the spectrum.
What a deal. What a deal.